Hello, welcome to my channel. Normally at this time on a Saturday, so it's 5 o'clock on Saturday, I would be saying welcome to my channel. Don't do that. So normally at 5 o'clock on a Saturday I would now be saying, if you're new here, my name is Louise and my channel is a haul every Saturday without fail. If you like somebody that talks a lot, I'm your girl. As soon as this camera on, I do seem to talk a lot. And if you enjoy that type of thing, don't forget to subscribe down below. Give me a like and a comment. And then I would get on with the haul. But today, not going to be a haul. So, you will know that by now by the title on the video, whatever that's going to be, because I haven't figured that out yet. This is going to be a struggle, but it's something I need to do. So obviously I'm updating you on Chip. So sorry, I'm also need a couple of things I need to say. What do I need to say? I'm not going to edit this video unless I have to turn off and turn on. Then obviously I'm going to clip things together. I will put the usual intro at the beginning. Apart from that, I'm not going to be cutting things out. So if I say or so a lot, just going to have to deal with it for this video. I very likely not going to rewatch, and feel like there was something else I was going to say, but I can't remember what it was. So if I do remember, I will put it in. I will probably be all over the place. I hope you can piece everything together. So the last time that I updated you on Chip was here. Last time I updated you on Chip was Tuesday, and we was on a walk at the end of the video. So Wednesday and Thursday, sun was out. He was pretty much Chip again. Energy levels were better. He's still barking at me every 5 minutes, wanting to play. Chip doesn't play with toys. He's never really been a toy player so much, but you know, you do all this with your hands and he wants to bite your hands and stuff like that, and he was instigating those type of things. We had some amazing walks in the sun, so he was lucky the sun was out. We were going further because he wanted to. I always go at his pace as well. I was managing to walk normally as well. He was having very small gaps where he was slowing down, so things were great. We was looking at the horses, he was eating well, everything. Friday I got back from, so Thursday night I had a thing. He woke me up, I don't know, some silly time in the morning. Didn't think anything, honestly didn't think anything of it. I think because he woke me up from sleep as well. So he did that thing that dogs do, where it's like they've got a blocked nose or something, they're trying to catch their breath a little bit and they cough a little bit, and that. All dogs do it. I've seen every dog do it. Didn't think much of it. I was slightly concerned because I remember getting up and sitting by his side, and it just went on for a little bit longer than usual. But I forgot about it in the morning because it's just things that dogs do. And went to work. When I come back, Chip was in bed. I potted around getting his tablets ready and things like that, and then he just come into the room, he waved in his towel, and he just stood there. Finished off getting my bits ready. I went to sit down with my food. I usually go sit down in the living room. We watch YouTube clips and I eat, and Chip comes on the sofa and we cuddle and we have our moment. And he was just standing on the floor away from me, and I was calling him over and he wouldn't. He was just standing there, and he stood there for a very long time. But he did finally come up onto the sofa, laid him down next to me. You know, he didn't really, he seemed like he was having a low energy day, and you know, we all have off days, so I tried to just play it off. Slept for a long time. I didn't wake up to go for his walk. Normally he would have been up and he would have been pestering me to go for a walk early. That didn't happen, so I just put it down to, it's just one of those days. He's gonna have one of those days. That's perfectly normal. And sorry, I'm really cold. Trying to think, where are we? I've lost my flow. I'm so cold. So yeah, He slept, so I just stayed on the sofa with him while he slept. Then he did get up, probably about like 3:15, so we normally go out about 3:30, so I thought, okay, he's coming around, he's ready to do it. He hadn't taken his tablets yet. Oh, I forgot to tell you that bit. I did offer him his food, but he didn't want it. He did take a bit, but he bit into, I think, a tablet because he was shaking his head, so I think he tasted the tablet, and I just assumed that that's what it was. So I tried to bring him in and get him to eat tablets, but he was just standing again. He stood not near the sofa, but like round the corner a little bit. He just stood there and he wouldn't move, and it was just weird. Like, you know, you get a gut instinct, and he was just standing. I was just moving in and out. Didn't notice anything different about it at the time. I was walking in and out, like getting washing in and that, and I noticed he was just standing there. He was moving his head to watch that I went out the room, moving his head to come back in. And I think he must have walked somewhere, because I remember thinking, was he breathing heavy? Oh, when he was sleeping, I did do the resting heart rate as well, and it was 28, so that's fine. Again, me thinking, okay, you're overthinking this, Louise, so you're doing it again. But I wanted to see him walk so I could sort of pay attention to what his breathing was doing, and I was coaxing him, and he wouldn't come to me, he wouldn't move. So I thought, okay, well, if I carry on going in and out, he's gonna just start following me, because that's what he does. But he didn't, he wouldn't. So I kept trying to coax him, and he just wasn't having any of it. He was just moving his hands, his head. That's all he would do. I got on the floor as well, just a little bit away from him, to, you know, because they always come over and cuddle you, don't they? They didn't do that either. And I was just getting a feeling, so I messaged Blossom and I just said, like, are you free? Like, are you available if I need you? And we had a chat, and she said, well, she was going to get in the shower. She said, do you want me to come over? And I said, well, we'll just leave it a little bit longer just to see how things go. So she had a shower and she messaged back, and I said he'd picked up at that point. He had started walking around. He'd eaten his tablets, so I thought, okay, that's what it was. He just needed a little bit of time. It's fine. So I said, okay, well, I think everything's fine, so don't worry about coming over, because he's starting to pick up a bit. When I'd given him his tablets, I felt like he wanted maybe something else to eat, so I put his chicken stuff, which I've got a whole pot there, put his chicken stuff on the floor, and he went over, and I think he started eating it, because then I started washing up. And then a minute later, I heard a bang. I looked around, and Chip wasn't at his food bowl, so I don't know. Looking back, you know, hindsight and all that. So I thought, yeah, there's nothing, don't worry about it, Louise. Like, and I washed another cup, and I thought, no, I need to just go and check on it. But clearly I didn't think much of it still, because I left the tap on. I remember thinking, okay, don't turn the tap off, because then the heater's going to ping, and so I left the tap on, went into to find him, just check he was all right, and he was on the floor at the bottom of the stairs. So I'd left him. I know it's not my fault, I know that. So he's just laying on the floor. I don't know what had happened before that, and this time he'd peed himself as well, which has never happened. So I got on the floor, I panicked. Oh, where's my phone, grabbed the phone, put it on the stair, and I laid with him, and I was talking to him. I put my hand under his head, and he was like, you know, I'd stroke him, so his eyes were moving a bit. So that would get, when these things happen, it takes a little while to come round. But I phoned Blossom whilst I was on the floor with him, and I got on like speakerphone and said, okay, we need to go to the vet now. So she hung up and she did what she was doing, and I stayed there with him. I'd say Blossom probably is about a 10-minute drive away, but she has to come down some flights of stairs. She's got to get in the car, get it started, get over, all that sort of stuff. And he attempted to get up literally a minute before Blossom turned up. So I grabbed a towel and wrapped him in a towel, and Blossom come in, and Chip started coming round. Oh, whilst I was on the floor, I'd phoned the vet as well, and they said, bring him in, we'll do a triage on him. I just remember her saying, we'll do a triage on him, we got no appointments free today though. So I relayed that to Blossom, and she said, well, they're going to triage him, but we know where he's at. we need to see somebody, or is there any point in going if they're only going to triage him? I said, no, like, I said I need to see his vet. I needed to speak to his vet. As you know, if you've been following, we're on the last course of treatment. I knew that. But I thought we were leveling out. I thought we'd got the combinations of everything right. And so let's get bang again. Little one. So I said to Blossom, okay, no, we need to go. I need to speak to the vet. And we had a conversation on the way there. It's very emotional, dramatic, probably. I expected somebody was watching it. I knew that it was time, because the bit I was struggling with is he hasn't had an event for, what is it, like a week and a half. So, you know, I thought, okay, we got the combination tablets right and everything. I lost my thread. If he's had an event on these tablets that wasn't triggered by stress or overexcitement, that means that the heart's not doing his job to a lower degree. So I knew the answer, but I needed to voice the pros and cons, because my brain works in a very logical way, and that's the way it would go. I needed to confirm to myself, I guess, that I wasn't doing this for me, as in he still had a chance of something. No, that's wrong. I know. I guess I was sort of going to blame myself for the decision I'd already made without saying it out loud. This makes some sense. Okay, forget the last half a minute. Like I said, I'm not going to edit it all out. So, when he starts picking up after his own event, like, he's back to his normal self, and it's really easy to just see, oh, okay, you know, he's licking you and he's giving you love and he's walking around. So how could you consider doing that? It's really, really easy to forget how seriously sick he is. So that's why I needed to speak to his vet. I needed that medical bit. And when we went in there, I'd made my decision, and the vet said that they triaged him. He obviously had patients still, but when the last patient before we got in went out, he took us in the room, and he said that he'd gone and seen Chip and stuff, and he said that I would recommend that's what we do. And I said I agree, and his reasoning was, because obviously he needs to give us his reasoning as well, was before we was working with new options, and we know it could be a week, could be a month. He said, but really, if I sent him away now, we could be talking about something happening in the next 24 hours. So I knew that we had no choice. So Blossom went and got Corey, and we put him to sleep. There was no choice. You know, I could have brought him home and he could have been fine for a couple of days, but he could have gone through something really traumatic and gone in a painful way. So I knew I was going to do the right thing when it was time. It was time. Chip didn't tell me it was time, as in the same way that Dale did, but it was time. So that happened last night, Friday evening. So you're updated. That's what I was going to say at the beginning. Another thing I need to say is, when this happened with Dale, I'm sure that there's a lot of lovely comments, because I did try to read them once, but I couldn't. I know there's going to be some lovely comments down below. I'm not going to read them. When Dale went, Chip got sick straight away, so I didn't deal with Dale because Chip was my focus. And I've said this before, that I've not dealt with it. So I don't know how it's going to go now, because I don't have a distraction, I don't have a focus. I know it's going to be really rough right now because it's not even been 24 hours. So I just wanted you to know, I'm not being rude or anything, but I appreciate all the comments, and I encourage you to put them if you want to put them. Put your experiences and things. I know that helps you as well. But I'm not in a place that I will be able to read them. Maybe in the future when I'm able to, I will go back and I'll read them and comment back to you. But it's just not something that I know there is no way I'm even going to look in the comment section. Yeah, so that's where we're at. I don't know what else to say. I'm thinking about stupid things to distract myself right now. I've got the YouTube on in the corner of the room, and I've stood here since 8 o'clock. It's now 12:25. I've literally just stood in the kitchen. Don't even know who that is. Somebody's messaging me. It's probably Blossom just checking in. Yeah, so I do have my haul. I don't know if I'll do it or not. Maybe I'll do it, try and distract myself. Maybe you'll get the haul later on in the week. I'm not going to say it's definitely going to happen. Trying to do things to distract myself, but I don't know how to do it right now. I'm not really going to be saying anything more on this video of any consequence to anything now. So I'm going to go. Life does go on, I know that right now. So I am sending good vibes out, as I always do. I have that in me to give that to you. I hope you're catching them. I hope you did have a good Saturday, because like I said, life goes on. My problems are my problems. But I hope you're having a good day, and I will see you in the next one. Don't know when, not going to commit to anything. But talking to you does help me, so I'm not going to disappear completely. Just may not interact much for a while. That's one of my coping mechanisms. And so yeah, sorry, I don't know what I was going to say there. So I'm going to go, otherwise I'm just going to keep repeating the same thing, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.